New Building Society has again staked its claim as the nation's premier mortgage provider. Apart from announcing its new headquarters to facilitate more clients, the society has raised its mortgage ceiling and remarkably lower interest rates, a move described by President Barry Jagdeo as testimony to Guyana's economic stability. More from Shardalal.
The New Building Society has become the largest mortgage provider with a portfolio of $19 billion, while total assets amount to some $35.8 billion. Chairman Dr. Nanda Gopal says the institution will be lowering its mortgage rates in light of government's move to increase the lending ceiling from a maximum of $8 to $12 million. Ordinary mortgage rates will be reduced from 7.5% to 6.95%, while low-income mortgage rates will be reduced from 5.5% to 4.95%.
This will obviously aid the current construction boom in the country. We are also confident that this gesture will go a far way in meeting the housing needs of the nation, one of the areas in which the government has done tremendously well and will inevitably lead to a more comfortable living standards.
Due to the society's continued growth, a decision was taken to construct a new $700 million head office to facilitate more staff and provide greater efficiency. President Barry Jagdeo says his investment is testimony to Guyana's economic stability, lauding the institution for its significant contributions to the development of the housing sector. The head of state believes that the global economic crisis has proven that Guyana remains one of the safest jurisdictions to invest money.
We need regulations that we have here are needed to protect depositors and to protect investors.
President Jagdeo notes that although there is tremendous conservatism in investment, Guyana continues to see an expansion in the financial sector. However, while he encourages further investments, the Guyanese leader warns that the financial sector must remain vigilant and take steps to guard against possible impacts of the crisis.
We are here to launch the headquarter building of the New Building Society. But whilst we are here, and because this is a financial institution, we must always commit ourselves to understand the context in which they will have to operate, the context in which they will have to succeed and continue to provide services to people, the context within which our financial sector and our economy operate.
BK International will be executing the construction of the 4-storied building at the corners of North Road and Avenue of the Republic. The project has a completion timeline of 60 weeks. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shardalal.
Thanks for staying with the NCN 6 o'clock news. PNCR leader Robert Corbyn says his members of parliament will not declare their assets to the Integrity Commission, claiming the commission is illegal. However, when told by reporters that the president has the authority by law to request the declaration, the opposition leader stuck to his original position. Edward Lane reports.
The Integrity Commission Act of 1997 states under Article 19 that anyone who is a person in public life and not a member of the Integrity Commission shall each year on or before the 30th of June file with the Commission details of their assets. Article 19 of the same Act states that where a person failed to comply, the Commissioner or the President shall publish their names in the official gazette or daily newspapers. It further made provision for defaulters to be charged summarily and fined $25,000 and 6 months imprisonment. When this section of the law was quoted today to the opposition leader Robert Corbyn, he claimed the matter with the Constitution is in court.
Make any submission until our matter was determined by the court, and those were the PNC members of parliament. And therefore, that had to do with both the president and whoever is acting on his behalf, submissions to that body. Because even if the president acts, he's acting under the Integrity Commission Act.
Corbyn claimed that in the president's recent statement, he instructed the commission on what action to take against opposition members of parliament who failed to declare their assets.
Testimony to his perception that the commission is nothing but a convenient tool of the executive to persecute the members of the opposition.
But when the president's comments were reviewed, it revealed that the instruction was not directed to the opposition.
So 2 weeks, I'm giving notice to the members of parliament. Within 2 weeks, if they do not fulfill the requirements of the law, we're going to publish the name, whether they're PPP members or PNC members or AFC members.
The notion of members of parliament to declare their assets came after a call issued by the PNCR for a forensic audit of the public officials and the business people following the Fidelity Investment Customs polar bear scam. Edward Lane, the 6 o'clock news.
Students from the St. Barnabas Special School were today examined for various illnesses as part of the Health Ministry's outreach program to flood-affected concentrated areas. Minister within the Health Ministry, Dr. Barry Ramsaran, says health teams will continue to visit affected schools monthly. More from Unika Jones.
The Ministry of Health has taken its medical outreach program to schools affected by the heavy rainfall. The outreach started after reports of a reduction in school attendance surfaced. Today, Minister within the Health Ministry, Dr. Barry Ramsaran, visited the St. Barnabas Special School where students were treated for worms, acute respiratory infection and skin rashes.
I suspect it's because the level of water that is seen in the compound.
Exactly.
Right. You had a difficulty here,
yes,
right?
To get in.
Right. Therefore, they thought that we should come and do preemptive checks.
St. Barnabas head teacher Yonette Murray says having the health teams on site reduces the burden of sending students to the hospital for treatment. The teacher also extended thanks to the Ministry of Education for the gesture.
They got their prescription, they told the medic what was wrong with them, and she prescribed whatever medicine for them. And I feel really good because sometimes when we have to go to Georgetown outpatient, we have to wait so long for our treatment. So I said it was a real good gesture to know that they can come here and get the treatment.
Other schools that were visited include South Ramville Primary and Secondary. Dr. Ramsaran says even as the program initiated by the heavy rainfall wraps up, some schools will be visited monthly. The Health Ministry has since treated more than 3,000 persons in affected communities. Onika Jones, the 6 o'clock news.